of a sudden go from cocky to scared. It happens just like that. Because it's just like a race. It's like a NASCAR race. You know, you got Kathy Hochul kind of bumping along the final turn, and here comes Lee Zeldin on the outside. You know what happens is you got to scrape a little paint there on the outside, and that's all they know to do. Lee's got no problem with that because he is racing to the finish to be your next governor. You know, friends, when I was flying up here today, I was thinking about all the great things that make New York great. And it is a long list. But I have to tell you, the stuff that really goes to the top is the fact that New York's where you go to make it. It's where you go to make it, whether it's the Bronx or whether it's upstate New York. By folks, if you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. That is the spirit of New York. By the way, that's the spirit of America. That's the spirit of Virginia. That's what holds us all together. It's the land of opportunity, and right here's the heart of it in New York. But you see what's happening? What's happening is the liberal progressive Democrats are trying to squash that spirit. They're trying to take it away from us. That's what they're trying to do. Folks, it can happen like that. It can happen like that. I watched it in my beloved Virginia. It happened like that. Here, go on a walk with me. Go on a walk with me. Just a few years ago, Virginia was locked tight during the pandemic. Businesses were shut, schools were shut, people were told to stay in their house. Does that sound familiar, New York? By the way, small businesses were closed. In Bristol, Virginia, all the businesses were shut. Right across the street in Bristol, Tennessee, they were open having a party. People were told to stay home from work and paid to be there by the government. Sound familiar, New York? By the way, we had leaders who stood up for criminals, not victims. Sound familiar, New York? We had a parole board that was criminal friendly, not victim friendly, and let them all out. They actually wanted to wave the magic wand and set them free. Sound familiar, New York? We had more people moving away from Virginia than moving to Virginia from the other 49 states. Sound familiar, New York? Parents in Virginia were told that their kids watching a 14-inch screen was a quality education, and that those parents had no right to have a say in their kids' life. Sound familiar, New York? Friends, that spirit of New York, that spirit of Virginia can be squashed like that. And that's what the progressive Democrats want to do. That's what they want to do. Listen, you know these answers. I mean, do you want a law enforcement philosophy that is criminal first and victim last? Kathy Hochul does. Do you want law enforcement that's demeaned and demoralized? No, Kathy Hochul does. Do you want your already high taxes to go even higher? Kathy Hochul does. Do you want politics to be taught in your classroom so that your children are taught what to think versus how to think? Kathy Hochul does. You know it. You know it. And here we stand today at a moment just like I was in last year, where 5 months ago, 6 months ago, all those smart pundits said, well, the Democrat can't win in New York. That's exactly what a Republican can't win in New York. That's exactly what the Democrat can't win in New York. You know that? Said a Republican can't win in New York, and that's exactly what they said in Virginia last year. They said, no Republican can win for governor in Virginia. They said the suburbs are too blue, the media's too strong. They forgot to do one thing, ask the voters. That's what they forgot to do. Virginia, where life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness was breathed into our country. Too blue for Republican governor? No way. We won the Hispanic vote. We won the Asian vote. We won more of the black vote anybody's ever seen. We run cities that Republicans had never won. Why? Because we came together in a way and stood up and said no. And it It's New York's turn to say no. It's your turn. I'm here to pass the baton to Lee Zeldin for him to finish and become your next governor. You know how exciting it's going to be? You all on November the 8th are going to watch something happen that's going to send a shockwave around the world. A shockwave when all of a sudden you all recognize that your 58th governor is going to be Lee Zeldin. That's what's going to happen. But it's up to all of you, and it's a really clear choice. I mean, you got Kathy Hochul on this side. On this side, I'm right and left. On this side, you got Lee Zeldin. You guys know him, but let me just tell you about him. He's homegrown right here in New York. He knows how to fight for his country. By the way, he jumped out of too many perfectly good airplanes. He came back to New York and he served New Yorkers in the state senate. He served them in Washington. He understands that government is for the people. He understands this. This is a clear choice. And on the other side, we've got Kathy Hochul. We have got Joe Biden.
Take him now. Take him back.
Friends, it is our time to recognize that they are agents of chaos. Everything they touch, they make worse. We have lawlessness. What do? They ask a very basic question. Why is it so important to you? Well, I'm going to tell you. Lee Zeldin understands why it's so important. He understands that you actually have to back the blue. He understands that you have to have DAs who will prosecute. And he understands that it is time to eliminate forever cashless bail.
Lock them up! Lock them up! Lock them up!
Folks, it's real simple.
Lock them
You
up!
want to take care of crime, you got to put more badges on the street. It's that simple. And you got to back them. They got to know that their governor has their back. And Lee Zeldin is going to have their back because they have ours. Friends, you got Kathy and Joe who see runaway inflation, and the first thing they do is pass bills to spend more and throw a garden party. We got Kathy and Joe who sit there and look at our schools failing, and what do they want to do? Push parents out and lock them out of their kids' life. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Lee Zeldin understands that parents matter. That's what he understands. At the end of the day, this is about liberty and freedom. We know that. It's about liberty and freedom, and I have to say that in Virginia we know a little bit about liberty and freedom. Listen, the most immortal words ever written in this hemisphere were written by a Virginian. You know, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Friends, these are not rights that are granted to us by a king. These are not rights that are handed down to us by elites in Albany or in Richmond or in Washington. These are rights that are granted to us by God Almighty. They are ours to defend. So come on, New York, it's time to lock arms and defend them. We have got to get Lee Zeldin elected governor. And you all know how to do this. The work starts right now. You have 8 days. 8 days. Early voting's happening. You got to get out to the polls. Friends, listen. Here's rule number 1. Each one of you's got to be responsible for 10 friends. 10 friends that aren't here. And by the way, 10 friends are going to vote the right way. Your job's to write down their name, call them, and say, hey, have you voted yet? And if they say no, say we'll vote tomorrow. And then call them the next day. And if they say, have you voted yet? And they say no, go pick them up in your car and take them to vote. You got to get the vote out. You get the vote out, you win. Folks, there should be a sign in every yard, a hat on every head, a bumper sticker on every car. Shucks, you might as well all put on red vests. Do this. We proved it last year. You lock arms and you get this done because elections have consequences. And the consequences for not electing Lee Zeldin will be dire in New York. And you know it. Folks, the winning team is the winning team. And we are on the team that believes in safe communities. We are on the team that believes in strong families. We are on the team that believes in low taxes, small business, American-made products. We are on the team that believes in peace through strength, not weakness through weakness. We are on the team that believes in liberty and freedom and the unbridled opportunities that come for everyone when we lift them up. We are on the team that believes that parents matter. This is your moment. It's a movement, folks. This is not just an election, it is a movement. It's a movement that's been brought together by the spirit of New York. It's a movement that's been brought together by your shared belief in these common principles, this common commitment to grit, this common commitment to deliver, this common commitment to God and country, this common commitment to elect Lee Zeldin, the 58th governor of New York. Let's get this